Let's say you just started your business and you have no idea about marketing or handling operations when you have 0 employees. Well, Xavier and I got to speak with someone in that exact situation. Today, we got to talk to Christy from Timeless Vault Rentals in Middle Tennessee. They are a decor company who's actually doing something pretty unique. She is running not off of tables, tents, and chairs. Her rentals are completely specialized and unique decor items. Now, we got to speak with her in depth about her 2 main issues, which were, like I said, marketing and handling operations. So if that's something you need help with, you might want to stay tuned, because in this video, Xavier's going in depth on all of his best advice and best kept secrets on those 2 topics. Let's get into the video.
My name's Christy Adcock, and I am with Timeless Vault Rentals in Middle.
And what inspired you to start your business?
Well, my daughter got married in 2024 in July, the hottest month possible, and I kind of helped her design her wedding, and she really kind of handed it to me and said, do it however you want, and I want a Western theme, and so that's what we went with, and I put it together probably within 2 months. Very quickly, we built triangles, and then I was on the hunt for all kinds of decor, and I'm like, why is there not a place you can just rent some of this decor instead of having to go buy it off of Facebook Marketplace or stores or wherever? It was just, I felt like I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off in that kind of time. That's how it became.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. And I love your site too, because you do have, we see a lot of chairs and tables, but you just have, it's just gorgeous decor. It's these unique pieces that you found secondhand, it's amazing. I love it. So yeah, I'll kind of just say too, like when you were starting out, did you have, I don't know what jobs you're working currently, if you want to state that, you don't have to, but how many other jobs you have?
I have, it's a 3 total right now. So I sell real estate, and then I also work for Jostens, and that requires me to go out of town to different universities. I sell class rings, announcements, the regalia, that kind of stuff. So in the spring and in the fall, that's pretty busy, especially spring. Fall is not as bad, but it still carries me away from home. And then I started this.
You got your hands full. More than full.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's get into the main kind of topics you want to talk to Xavier about today. Kind of have a business talk, consultation style talk. I know the first one we wanted to talk about was marketing your business to wedding venues. So I'll let y'all kind of take the lead there. What you want to?
Okay. Is that currently, would you say that's like your...
That's probably what I'm geared for is toward weddings, proposals, that kind of stuff. I have some people using my flower wall for baby showers. So
yeah, because when I look at just looking through your site and everything, when I look through it, and I look at all the pieces and stuff, I think about it from like the people who will be most likely to use this right here, and to use your rentals will be just event planners, just decorators. I can see a lot of, especially like those 2 kind of will be really big, and then even like just because of what area you're in right now, and just the hills and everything around there, like I can see a lot of venues. Just putting up there extensions. And then since all the pieces you have are unique, and they're probably not going to be able to find that replica somewhere else in the industry like this right here, and how extensive it is, I would say you could even rent this out to other just event rental companies too. Like you're not, like, even let's say if you were here with us right now, like you're not technically in any way like competing against us, because like we don't offer any of these things. Like this is just to be like an extension upon anything that we can do. And this would be, I feel like this would be an easy sell, just from like if you were to call up all the event rental companies in your area and say, hey, I see that you don't really offer like a decor section. Maybe we can work some type of deal out. You do a sub rentals. You can put their things on their site, and they can choose from them. And then they can also sell your stuff. They can make a little money, and you can go do the work still on there. So they can kind of get a cutback, and you can kind of see that as like almost like a referral network, and basically like just give them like a commission for doing it, and then they can get some more stuff done, and it kind of keeps it together. And then it won't be any competition to you, because even if they pass you the customer, like you're not selling any chairs, not selling any tables. You don't have any tents on here. Like all these things are very custom pieces that you just won't see anywhere else. And this allows them too to have a better experience too. And it's not like it's not like you have like the things they'll get to is like, what I like about it is most of these things aren't super expensive. So these would be good add-ons. So you come in here and say, okay, I want to add on this ivory wood riser, it's $3. And then next thing you notice, they're sitting here with $1,000 order, and because they added on all these extra pieces that actually bring together the whole wedding. Because most of the things as us as event providers, we offer, just different things that actually gives like the outline of the wedding, but this is actually what makes it homey and brings it all together. So just from you ahead.
I wanted to ask, just on that standpoint of like, if she's going to partner with other companies, let's say in Tennessee, like nearby, what's the best way of doing that? Like, do you just call up that event rental company and say, I have decor, you just have tables and chairs? Is it a referral system? What do you think is the best way of doing something like that?
Yeah, well, I think you do a couple different ways. Obviously, the easiest way would be just send them an email and see if they just bite off of that. And some people will bite, some people won't. And then from there, you can go from there to actually calling up there and kind of doing other stuff. I think the actual best way is going to be taking all the items you have on here and put it into some type of booklet that you can actually physically hand to them. So when they're dealing with their clients, they can just go through it and then come up with some type of commission structure where, if they sell it for this price, they can keep whatever over top of this price. So it's kind of like a sub-rental portion, or you can come with a partnership thing where, like you can just like, if they sell it for enough and you agree on a certain price point, then like, like if they're going to sell it and you're going to, keep half and they keep half, whatever it is, that you can come up with. But I will reach out to them through emails, probably the easiest, or then you can then schedule meetings, kind of show them some of the stuff. You're not actually technically selling them anything that they need to buy right now. All you're doing is just like how many items we have on here, as you can see. You say, hey, how would you want to have access to 254 more items?
Well, we have I just don't have them all.
Yeah, you see, or like 1,000 items that that they don't have in the site that they have possibility to sell. Right. And most of these items too, like for them, it could be like they order, $100 worth of stuff extra to you, and then you make a little money, they make money, but then you have a consistent amount of clients that are getting brought into you over and over. And
pick the items up. Let's just say somebody agreed to this, where would they pick the items up at?
Yeah, so this would be your storage, and I know we got to talk about that too and stuff. But so wherever that's going to be, or you could drop it off to them. And so because also too, I believe if you do this correctly, you wouldn't just get one order, if that makes sense, at one time. It would be like, hey, I'm going to drop off these, 50 pieces to, this shop here, and I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there. You can kind of go around, you'll probably be able to combine the orders together or some kind. And I think what it helps too, even for other, just especially people who are doing tent providing and stuff like that, they're going to have all the big things. And I think you have all the detailed, smaller items that they're not going to have. And also too, they probably don't even have the staff to do it. Because even some of these things are just so if you don't do, if the same person who put up tent, not the same person who should be delivering something like this. So they usually don't have the staff, they don't have these pieces, so they don't handle this stuff. So you almost come in from a whole different perspective. And I think too, you make the whole event you can make a lot better. So I was saying that's from there. They'll either you'll drop them off, or they can pick them up. You can come up with some type of plan for that one. That can be a negotiating point that you can choose to use, or you can kind of go from. Because pretty much you have two kind of basis, and this is just from the rental side. Other rental companies, because you can look them up, very easy to find them, and you can talk through them that way.
Okay.
And you know exactly who you identify, who your clients are on that part. And the whole point is that if you can get one rental company and they can give you 20 jobs a year. So instead of trying to go off of one person and give you, what you call it, you kind of know. So I would kind of start from there. I would get a whole list of them, any place in that area. So in a 50-mile radius, reach out to every single one of them, find them on Google, search, just chair rental, table rentals, go through the whole kind of shebang on there, and then go from there. And then build a catalog that you can give them so they can sell their customers and stuff too as well. And then you can kind of I would like it because do you have when you're delivering this, do you have I
don't normally deliver. They come and pick up what they need and they return it. That's why I give them a 5-day window rental period.
Yeah. So even that, yeah.
I did a delivery the other day and I set up it was a wedding proposal, but good grief, it took most of my day to do that. But I charged them $150 to do it. But it was an hour. Almost every coming an hour away. They're coming from Nashville, Spring Hill. They're coming from far away to get my stuff. I had one
Yeah.
that 2 hours away.
Because I think if you plan this out right, you could, if you got this going, you could basically because what I would think is that you would get someone else to do the driving here. So you can just spend the time prepping it, and then they can just drop stuff off to the client. And really, and I think the best part would be is that, because like if you did the delivery with it, you just take one thing they don't have to worry about just off the table and stuff like that. I know it's kind of would be hard and stuff like that, because you have to be prepping and doing the stops on there. So you'll finish, you get to your bandwidth. But I think if you can hire somebody to kind of do that, you can start them off with some type of commission level, or like, hey, for each delivery, based on the delivery cost, I'm going to give you 40%, for you to pick up and deliver, and you just drop stuff off, whatever it works out, makes sense for them. And then they need to have their own vehicle too. So, and then you can kind of work that way. And since most of these items aren't like big items too, I don't know how it is exactly around there, but I know the closer you get to Nashville, they have other services. You have like, you can have like Uber package where you can literally send something inside the Uber. You can send it straight to the customer, and then they can kind of work the deal like that from there. You have to obviously see the rates and stuff, because like you said, it is an hour time. They have to kind of look into it. Or, even if you got someone to come pick the places up and bring them halfway to you, and then you have a specific thing, like you have to have some type of containers and thing that you put things in so they can pack on the clients and stuff that you have to send off with them. So you can kind of do that. I think that's going to be the most challenging part, is that if people are coming from an hour away and stuff like that, the first part would be good is that some people will come just to see everything. So that kind of works out, because then also too, they're invested, because you drive an hour, then drive an hour back. You're not going to make too many of those trips and be like, I'm not working with the person.
Right.
You're gonna do that, and you're gonna be like, I'm gonna get all my stuff here. So that's the good thing, is that you have invested time in there. But for the rental companies, I think you can work on there, and maybe even like bring the book. If they have a physical location and you set up a meeting, like you can spend like one day, or a month, something, and just try to go to a couple different ones in the same area, show them what you have to offer. I think you can really like grind that out. It's not, you won't think of it as scalable from the long run, but every time you get one of these companies to say yes, that could be 10 to 40 clients a year. And then the challenge you will have is just making sure you get the stuff to them. And that can be done from using one of these services like Roadie, Uber, Lyft, all this stuff like that, or hiring someone local.
If I'm not working another job, I can always do it. So
yeah. And then this right here could replace and stuff like that. Now, I don't know, like,
that's what
so I think you are going to run into that issue eventually, is that if you but when you do the sales portion right, you're going to have a lot of operational, just things that come up. So that's for the rental side. Now, when we go into actual event planners and the venues, I think it's kind of very similar to them right there. So what you could also offer is that, like, for the venues, I would get the same packet that we talked about.
Okay.
And basically what you can do is that you want to see if you can be put on as a preferred vendor. And then you want to do like, you don't want to put you as just event rentals, because then they probably already have somebody for that, or they do. But you can come in from decoration rentals, and you can just kind of, just the decor rentals.
Okay.
And so if you can sell it just like that, then you can actually give them a thing. So when they actually come to the venue, you can set up, you can say, oh, well, you have these options. And what I would do is make packages for each different one. So they'd be like, okay, if you're going to have 50 people, these are the people, these are the pieces you can give. You got 200 people. These are the kind of the prices ranges and stuff like that. And then pretty much what you can do is put the price up there. You can talk to them, and I'm really big on, like, you keep a high price in public and you can discount in private as much as you want. So like you can kind of work, so there's no reason to lose a deal for $100. It's going to be $2,000. But you know what I'm saying? But you can work those out, and you can do those with the venues. And I think the venues from there, it adds to what they're doing, so they can have a better environment. But also too, it's not like you're selling them. All you're saying is that, hey, just this is another option you can offer them. And then what you can do is give them a kickback. So maybe you gave them 10% of whatever the person buys. So some type of kickback for them, so they can make a little extra money too. And you will see them push it more too. Obviously, the higher you make that, the more they're gonna push it. Like if you come out tomorrow and say, I'm gonna give you 50%, they're gonna push it a lot. Okay. So you have that leverage to kind of go through it. If you see like, hey, like in January, I don't have a lot of stuff going on right now, you can literally say, hey, we're gonna do to all the vendors, if you push it 50%, we'll go for more. And then specifically, if you choose the venues that are like 200 person venues, like it's just gonna add up, because it just because a lot of these things, they're gonna have to get multiple versions of them. They got the, you know what I'm saying, you can kind of go from there. So that's kind of how I do from there. And then when it comes to event planners and decorators, I think those are simple thing from there, is that like because like most of them, the decorators are obviously going to try to have their own kind of section of stuff a little bit, but like they're not going to have the same things you have. And especially on the higher end side, The hiring side is not going to probably hold none of the stuff because there's no reason to. So like, I think with them, it's just send them the catalog and say, hey, just when you have an event and I have anything that you could possibly use, just get a quote. It doesn't hurt them to get a quote from you.
Right.
Yeah. And for the event planners, they're usually not, they usually, some of them do a little bit of decorating, but not enough. So they're 100% not going to have any of this stuff at all. And I think having a booklet for them and having the different themes in the booklet that people can choose from, you'll most likely know it already just because you're in that area. But the thing that I think that kind of, because of what you technically could do, if you just wanted to do the decor rentals, I think you would basically tackle those kind of 3 areas. You're like just people, decorators, event planners, venues, and then other rental companies, or I guess those 4 places. And you just only work business to business, and then from that side. But then on the other side, that would be like your active marketing right there. On the other side, more of your passive marketing be your ads and stuff. And I would run, just on decoration rentals, decor rentals, candle rentals, glassware rentals, cake stand rentals. You can run all those like forever on the consumer side.
Okay.
And so and then that'll just make it so much easier. So you can so you can work kind of both sides of it. And so you can kind of, but I do believe though too, you can do this business either way. Because for every single person that's willing to pay the $15,000 for their wedding, there's another person who needs to do it in 10, and they need to DIY it. So they're going to but they want the same thing though.
And in the beginning, that's what I was really gearing toward, was more the DIYers, because that's what I did. And then I was like, why is there not a place where you can get this stuff?
Yeah. And then I think another thing you can look into doing from I think your fastest approach would be just Google ads, and you'll work the ads down to as small as possible. So, and then you'll put your subgroups and stuff into this right here. So if you did your wood signs for rent, you'll put on there and then have all your wood signs for rent. You'll put on there for I think you have one of the card boxes. Yeah, group all your card boxes together. All those things together, and then you put it into the subcategory, and just run ads straight to that one area, and just do that. Just make a whole bunch of different versions of those. So that might end up being 100 ads in the end, but that'll bring a lot of traffic, and maybe those things won't be a whole bunch. I'm not saying you'll get a lead every day, but for each one of those ads, you get 2 or 3 a month. That's 300 leads that you can work with.
Okay, so you're saying take the card boxes, put them all together, take a picture of it, and then run a Google ad?
Yeah, I'm saying just you already have a lot of these already in categories. I'm just saying, just put them in, if you want to put them in more subcategories underneath each other, and just group them kind of together, and then advertise to those subcategories.
Okay.
And then you can just advertise like that, and then you can obviously, so you start from a category standpoint, advertise from the category standpoint. So this would be just like the assorted walls. You have different versions of them. You have flower walls, you have the milk wall, you have a donut one. I've never seen a donut one. That's very interesting. You have different ones like that.
Yeah.
So then you if you want to do reefs and those too, you can put them all. So you have all these different things, and I think even how you have it labeled and stuff, even the arches and everything, that's the easy one on just on Google. Just do arch rentals, and it'll send them straight here.
Okay.
Now, and you pretty much have, and I probably would just been on the site. I'll move some of these out of the area. So when you have arches and backdrops, I would just change them up a little bit. I would make a one for arches, one for backdrops.
Okay.
I know they work well together, where I would take it to a subcategory and then change it. If you still want to show on the top end, but maybe the bottom end, you can change them out. Because then from there, you can just do backdrop rentals.
Okay.
And you can go straight in the areas that you want to do. And from there, so you can just bring those down, even lighting rentals. You can do a lot of stuff on that. You have your linens and stuff like that too as well. And I'm pretty sure you have probably more linens than anything.
I don't have any of my linens really listed. I think
maybe
table runners, but I have linens.
Yeah, a lot of linens.
But I don't even know. I guess I was kind of reserved about that, trying to figure out how to handle cleaning them and all that kind of stuff, because somebody recommended I take them to a cleaners, and I was like, that's going to get expensive. So I just kind of held off trying to figure that out.
If you're going to do that, you just add it into the cost of the rentals on there. Just, knowing the Nashville kind of thing, you can actually charge a little bit more, especially if they're going to come, because most of them are going to have weddings in the outskirts anyway and stuff too. And most of the weddings not going to be in the city, just don't look as good.
Right.
And you want to Rochester and stuff like that. I think you would just raise the price. I would probably just I think you have one on here right now. This is the white rectangle tablecloth. I would literally add $20 to this, and then you'd be surprised.
Okay.
I'll literally add $20 to it, and then just find a place that will wash them and then press them for you. That might cost you like $8 a linen, and then you sell for 25, and then you don't have to worry about any of that stuff from there. And then what you can do too, as you start getting more volume, you can obviously work different things out, and you can kind of do that, and you can kind of do it from that whole standpoint.
Okay.
Even so, I'll just raise those prices because once you start running ads, you'll 100% sell it out for the $5 on this right here. I would like, if you want to, like, you can let me rent some right now. Let me rent a couple hundred of these. I'm saying, like, you're just, yeah, you can kill it on there. And on a floral, I think, like, obviously I know you don't have everything up, and I know you're working on getting everything up and everything. Like, even like that one, like floor rentals, that's like a big thing. You can do that. Like you don't have to like you can do none of the whole business to business at all if you don't want to. I think the business gets you more stuff, or you can do none of the ads and just do the business to business. You just need to have a place online where those people can go through and see your whole inventory, no matter which way you go, more consumer or both. I think you should work on, like, I think you can do the ads, get the ads set up, and then you can work more tirelessly on the other stuff during the day. And I think you can make a lot of money between that, like a lot of money.
Okay.
You sell some.
I haven't run any Google ads yet, so everything that I've done has just been off of Facebook Marketplace. The ads that what I've run has been off of that. Of course, it's been free. So I guess I need to learn how to do Google ads.
Yeah. So, like, and that's the thing too. It seems like ads always, for when people start off, it always seems more like, it seems overwhelming because you have to pay, you know what you're gonna get back. But good ads, you know exactly what you're gonna get back. Okay. And so, like, if I told you too, like, for every dollar you spend, I'm gonna give you $10. How many dollars would you give me?
Say that one more time. Every dollar.
Every dollar you give me, I'm gonna give you 10 back.
Well, I'm gonna give you a lot.
Yeah, you're gonna give me, and that's the whole concept of marketing. You know, that's not. It's like when you get one that work, it'll look like that. It might be 5, might be 10, might be 20. You know, you'll get. It depends on how the advertising works. But I think you can really work on that a lot. And then eventually, once you get enough of this stuff going, I think you easily could do it where like you really could, inside the areas where people are doing their events at, you can just pay someone like almost like a commission and say, hey, if they sign these person up, they get something. You give the thing, you give the venue a little bit more something, and then you also give the person who signed the client up a little bit too. Like, you can do a lot of stuff. So even all the B2B stuff, you technically could outsource. Okay. And just work with one person and train them, and then you can just focus on thing that you like. You're obviously doing well, just collecting and getting these pieces together. Because I think that's the biggest thing, is that like is getting these pieces, getting them on the site, and then categorizing them in a good way, and then price them out. And I know too, like, I know you're not buying all these pieces new and you're putting them together or making some of them. I won't worry about none of that stuff, because like for everybody else, you know, it doesn't matter how you obtained it. It just matters that you have it. Right. And so, like, now you do have an advantage if you go buy something, or you get something together that would have cost you $200, and you can do it for, you know, now you can do it for $50, and technically they rent for $50. Then like you have two different options. You can just take all the profit and go from there, or you can have, like, as I like to call it, kind of like same thing they have, like doorbusters at the stores. Like you have something that you can get for very cheap, but you can sell for more than you get it, but less than what most people sell it for. That just brings people in. Okay. It doesn't have to be like something that like you actually like, you know, maybe it's not your main money driving force, but it's just to get people there. Because then once somebody's there, as you probably seen, if they get one thing from you, they're like, oh, I might as well get this other stuff from you too, so I can have less trips. Yeah. And then just having tons of just like, because all these things can be just add-ons. Like everything you can add on to something else.
Let me ask you, in the back office, whenever I purchase something, we put a cost in there. So is that cost supposed to be what it would be full price, or is that what I actually paid for it, or what do I really put there? Because most of my stuff I'm buying secondhand. Yeah.
So the general price of that right there was supposed to be for, like, you can calculate the value of it. So like the value of it is not also what you pay for. The value is just what it would cost to replace it. Okay. So if, let me give an example. Like if you were to, this blush pink eyelets scallop charger right here, if you was to replace that right now, like how much would it cost you? If I said you have to get this in, you have to buy this tomorrow.
$5.
Yeah. So that's what you would put that in there. It's not, it don't have to be your cost. It needs to be the cost that, that you can consistently replace it at. Okay. Now, if you can consistently get it at that price point, then that's fine. But it's more also too, so you can understand the value of what your inventory is. And also if someone damaged something, you can know, if someone might damage something, you might need it tomorrow. You might not be able to scour and find it the way you did before.
Right.
Yeah. And sometimes when people damage things, these are pieces that they don't make anymore. And then and so you have to, so like, you know what I'm saying, there's a cost to that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, so that's kind of what that is kind of in front there. I always do it as what you can do to obtain it,
Okay.
and in a reasonable amount of time.
Okay.
So most times this is brand new where you can ship it to yourself.
Okay. I understand.
In some way like that.
All right.
But yeah, I'm saying, I think you can do a lot. I was kind of do those few things. I think the Google Ads can work really well for you. I think you also could eventually, as you get down the road more, this is very much a kind of like show me what I'm getting thing. So you can do like, you know, different social medias, post stuff. You know, you can make a table setup, show people what they can do. I think you'll get a lot of inspirational things what people can do, because then people will see what you're doing and be like, I want that. Like, if you want that, you need to come with me.
Yeah.
You know, and you can pretty much give people like, hey, this is what you need to make this setup. The thing is though, they will either have to go buy every single last piece, and let's be honest, they're gonna pay more than what they would do to work with you, and they're gonna take a lot more time to scrape and find all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Too. So they take a lot of time, or they can do the easy thing and just get it straight from you.
Mm-hmm.
And so like you can, so, and this is one of the things where even if you show people the magic is literally that is, I spent a lot of time and a lot of resources and money to go find all these pieces. And so if you want this, you can do exactly the same thing. It's going to take forever to go do it. And most people don't want to, you know, most people, you know, they do it to save money and save time, and they can do both of them. So I'm saying like you can, and that's the thing that is really good about it. You can literally show people the ins and out of the business, because it does, because it's hard to replicate.
Right.
And you and also they can buy a whole bunch of pieces and still have no taste or things don't fit well. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like it's very like you're working in a world right now where a lot of the things are more subjective. But like I think your stuff are just more just, most people would say most things you have on here are look really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, so since you have that already, you don't have to, you know, you that's like part of your like defense mechanism to make sure no one can come steal your business. Mm-hmm. And to like to have the same eye as you, they have to be able to get the same quantities as you, because it's easy to come on here and find one of these pieces. And for one time, it's not easy to come in here to actually be like, okay, I need 10 of these. Like, how am I going to get 10 of these? And so, like, I think like some things like that you could do like that. I want to be worried too much about anybody like replicating what you're doing, because it's very difficult. Honestly, if someone came and said I was doing this and then they were starting out from the beginning, I would tell them to do something else. No, it just because it's difficult, because you don't know exactly like you have to have taste. It's right here, and that's what gets me the other thing too, like but I'm not saying you should do this right here, because I think it'd be a little more difficult. But just because you talked about how your daughter got married and then you put it all together, like you could even offer the decorating services. The only problem is that decorators might not want to work with you because they don't want to work competition. But with all
very stressful.
Yeah, so if you don't want to do that, that's, yeah. So that's the case.
Everyone is family.
So what I would say, and I would use that, is that you're not looking to do anything else. And when you're talking to all your partners, like, I'm not looking to be a decorator. I don't want to do any events. I did it once, and then it got me all this stuff, and I don't want to do that. But the thing I care about is finding unique pieces that look good. Like, you know, if that's the part, just focus on that part, and then you can use that as just an advantage and stuff. Because most people don't want to work with people who are competitors. Like, you're not trying to, like, I'm not trying to go set nothing up. Right. You know, that's not what I'm trying to do. That, like, my skill set is finding these pieces and then give them to you for a good price and make sure they look nice. And so, like, and I think you can work with that, because you would never compete with anybody on here. And even, to be honest, even if you were to reach out to just another decor rental site or any place like that, they wouldn't have the same thing as you. So, and then that's the beautiful part about this right here, is that you can almost do anything. But that's also the scary part too, because you have so many choices. So I would say that's why I think, if from a just getting leads perspective, I would look into Google Ads. I would start off with categories. So like the easiest ones you have on here are going to be arches, backdrops, you know, cake and cupcake stands are pretty easy. Centerpiece rentals, you do vase rentals. If you want to put your florals up, floral and greenery, you can use those as rentals. And literally the only things you have to kind of think about when you're doing each keyword. So if you're going to do arch rentals, you only need 4 keywords. So all you would do is you want to do phrase match, and you do arch rentals, and that'll be the one phrase match keyword that you use. And then you'll use another one, will be, you know, rent arches, you know, and then from there you'll do arches for rent, and that'll be the third one, and you'll do rental arches. So those will be the 4 things, and pretty much from there, and you can pretty much do that same format on anything else. You do it on centerpieces, you can do it on serveware, you can do it on florals, greenery, linens. You do it on easels, signage, vases.
Got it.
Like these are already searching. People already search for all these things already. It's just those first terms, and all these everyone who comes from those terms will be someone who's looking for rentals.
Okay.
And that'll be like the easiest thing you can set up, not just be taking the time and like you can jump into ChatGPT, say I want to do ads for these right here. I want to specify these groups of keywords. I want to be formatted this way, and it'll give you a list. And then you go in there and you'll just make out the different just the different what would that be, like 5 or 6, 7, 8 ads on there, and then run those ads directly to the actual category page.
Okay.
And so even like the backdrops one, just I was saying, like if you can add under arches and backdrops, if you can add a subcategory called arches and a subcategory called backdrops, so when you can send those straight to the backdrops or straight to the arches. So people when you search on Google, you don't want to, like, how many times you hate when you click an ad or something and it takes you to some place that's not relevant.
Yes.
And only thing with Google Ads is relevancy. All Google cares about, and it would give you cheaper clicks if you just make it more relevant. And with those keywords, people just want to be able to see the different arches you have and the different backdrops. And basically every single time you do one of these, so say you started with arches, just make sure and that's kind of like a thing that you work on each week. Okay, I'm going to create an arches ad. I'm going to have all my arches this week. I'm going to take a photo of every single arch I have this week, and I'm going to put it up on here and make a listing for it. Then I'm going to do that subcategory and put arches. Then I'm going to build my keyword. And that's what you do one week. The next week, you can go through, do backdrops. And I know backdrops might be a lot because you can literally you might have hundreds of backdrops, but now I'm going to try to do as many backdrops as I can do this week and put them up here.
Okay.
And then you can pretty much, and then each week just do one of those for every single thing. Do for cake stands. Centerpieces will be a huge one. I know that's going to be, you might have to do centerpieces every other month just to do the things. But as you add more to there, you'll see too. And then also when you go back to look at your keywords, you'll be able to look on Google exactly what people search for.
Okay.
And then they'll have your phrase that you have, because it's phrase match. So that phrase has to be in every single one. And you'll see, okay, I have a lot of people searching for, centerpieces, and it might be, they're searching for, maybe people, you might find out, I'm not saying that you will do this, but you might find people are searching for small, medium, or large centerpiece. And it's like a huge amount, like 30% of people are searching for this. Next, you go make a subcategory, call it small centerpieces, put all your small centerpieces on there, and then send that one keyword straight to there, to small centerpiece rentals, or or what else. And you keep working down on the keywords over and over like this. And if you do the ads, you don't have to talk to anybody. You don't talk to anybody besides people when they call in, but you know what I'm saying, or they go to the site or something, but you don't have to talk to any like business at all, and you can just run it from a consumer standpoint. And this also will help you find venues and event planners, because they're going to be looking for stuff too as well.
Right. Should I mail a flyer to these venues or take a flyer to them?
Yeah, I would do that. I would make it like a booklet though.
Mm-hmm.
And I would try to make it, since you might only, let's say like in a year's time, you might pass out 40 of these.
Mm-hmm.
I will make the nicest booklet I'm gonna buy the nicest booklet I can buy.
Okay.
Because also the nicer the booklet is, the less likely someone is to throw away too. Because you would just see you probably, like, it's so hard to throw books away.
Right.
It's because you look at it and it just has an intrinsic value, even if you don't care about the book.
Right.
So like, so you want it to feel like that, because then what happens? They leave it around, and next thing you notice, they leave it out. They're putting it out on their tables in the front so people can look through, and next thing you notice, they're renting from you. And if you give them just like a flyer, they're pretty much gonna. And then later on, even if they want it, they still might want the stuff and do it. It just might just be something, something happens for whatever reason, and they're putting stuff up together. With the books, they'll clamp them together and then they'll put them on the table or somewhere. So that's why I'm saying, like, you want to do something a little bit nicer than what you regularly would do. So I wouldn't just send flyers. I would try to do some type of booklet, something with like a spiral background on there, or get it binded. Maybe spend like $20 on each one.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff. And then when you and then you can just, because like this is gonna be something in front of the clients too. And I think you make it look really nice.
Okay.
And then just break it off in sections and stuff like that. You literally could just like, it's basically the same way it's laid out on the site right now,
mm-hmm.
just minus the add to basket. Just copy that and just put them on each page and just put them in groups.
Okay.
And then in the front, just have some type of way to say when someone's looking for, have you seen the ones, the cookbooks on the side, they have like the little tabs on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do vases, you can do.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, do like that.
Okay.
And then I would just look at like from like, so you think about it here. So you have like, obviously put in outdoor, arches, backdrops, cake stands, bars, faces, centerpieces, signage. Like I'm saying, you have so many things that you can kind of go from there. You know what I'm saying? Like you have all these things, and that's why this is so good with keywords and just with SEO. And the more of these things you put up to, what you're going to start seeing as well is that you're going to start ranking for this too, just because you have things that no one else has. So your category pages will start ranking, your individual pages start ranking. You'll just see next year it'll be like you'll be getting clients a little bit more easier. Okay. So like, and I will really like looking into this right here, trying to get how can I get as many product pages up in one way every week. If you think about it, like how can I get 10 up? Okay. So those 10s can be for the ads. So it kind of works both ways on it, or it can be just, it could be like I'm gonna do whatever I have to ads. If I'm only gonna do 5 on the ads, I'm gonna do 10. I'm gonna do 5 more somewhere else. But over the whole time period, it'll allow you to start getting all your items up there, and also it shows everybody what you can offer and stuff too as well. Okay. And then just working on grouping them together as well. And then on one of these future updates, you'll be able to see that you can tag everything, and you can make groups off of tags too. So you'll be able to see that, so you can get more targeted on what you show.
Okay.
And so I think those would be just really well. You can do a lot of stuff from there. I don't see like that's I think from an ads perspective, it's pretty straightforward. I'm gonna say it's simple, but it's gonna be difficult because you have to actually go through and create these. First, just from category standpoint, you're gonna be creating 30 ads, and then from there, you're gonna see, okay, arches are doing well, but a lot of people are searching for white arches.
Okay.
So if 30% of my traffic is searching white arches, I need to send them to somewhere that has just white arches and nothing else. So you see that. Then so okay, well, people are looking for rustic arches. So you do that. So you go back and forth. And then even like wagons, like you have wagons on here, you have a flower cart, like somebody might just be searching for flower carts. Put all your flower carts up there. Put all your, what I'm saying, like that you can break it down. And each one of these, like your categories will get more clicks and more conversions than these smaller groups. But these other smaller groups, you'll see that you'll get higher conversions. Okay. So like, some of these categories might be around 5 to 10% of the people who come to this site just submit a quote. Like if someone's looking for a flower cart and you have 7 of them, you might get 60% of those people to come through. And then that might happen. You might get 10 people throughout a 2-month period, and you get 6 quotes for that. So like, and that's how you can work those down. You just keep working. So you start from categories, then you go into like attributes about those items, and so like some type of color or base on there over that, and then go down to the individual products. But eventually people will keep doing their search. You just want to make the searches as relevant as possible.
Okay.
Like, how can you make them as relevant as possible? So when search for this, they get this. The only thing is though, you don't want to start off the most relevant because then you don't know which ones, because you would have to search all these products on here and put them in there and see which one has traffic. So that's why you start the categories. Because some of these ones on the arches, like on backdrops, maybe people don't search for stuff specifically on backdrops. They might only stick to like kind of basic white or black colors or some type of thing, but they might not actually know the industry term of a backdrop. They might know that hey, I'm looking for a sequel, a sequin, I always say it wrong, backdrops. Like they might not know what that is. But they might want that, but they don't know what it is. So they might have no searches. You don't want to waste your time on those. How about you start from the top down? You go top and you work your way down. Okay. So from categories, you have tons of baby shower stuff. I think even that one, like you're not using it right now, but I think the next thing I would get on the solution pages, I would take, you have right now one of the categories called baby showers. I would kind of change that up into something different, but I would make this into a solution page, and I would do baby shower rentals and then put all these items on there. And on the solution page, you actually can select which items you want to put on there. So you can do kind of exactly what you did here, and then since this is from a boy's standpoint, you can set it for baby shower, a boy's baby shower. You can do a girl's baby shower, and you can go from there. And then boy baby shower rentals, that can be your thing that you run ads to. Okay. And you can do baby shower. You can do a lot of stuff. You have a lot of things you can do on here. I would say like there's a lot of opportunities because you work with so many things, and you work with unique items. Most rental companies don't actually have can't create a monopoly. The only ways in our rentals, right? Like the only way to actually create a monopoly is by having something that people do not have, or having a certain quantity that people don't have, or be willing to do something that people don't do. And those are because most of the things we're selling are the same. You literally have stuff that people won't have and will not have. Right. And which also gives you the other thing, which you have a quantity, because no one has. Because if no one has it, then you also have a quantity monopoly too. Gotcha. So you can actually build monopolies. And I know we don't like monopolies as people, but it's the reason why businesses like monopolies, because you get everything from it. And my thing is, how can you How come when people take your products and take your business, when they're trying to compare them, they can't compare you versus no one else. There's no apples or oranges on it.
Okay, got it.
And I think that's what you can build from this right here.
Okay.
So just to kind of wrap it up on the marketing side of things, like Xavier said, he broke down, she had two options with B2B or consumer-based marketing. So it's definitely something you can look into for yourself. If you're going the B2B route, just like Christy, maybe look into a referral system with other companies. In the rental world, sub-rentals are a huge thing. But if you're not wanting to go down that route and maybe kind of stay away from the competition and not sub-rent, it's a great idea to look into other businesses out there. Just do some research in your area. Maybe there's people offering something you don't, and it's something you don't want to offer for whatever reason. You don't want to do decor, but you would love to partner with someone who does, and they, I'm sure, would love likewise to have a company. They don't want to do setups, but you do. Partner with each other. It's a great way to market yourself and just kind of expand in your area. Also, going away from the B2B, you have the consumer-based marketing options. So Google Ads are a big thing. We actually do offer Google Ads services. So everything Xavier talked through, just with having to know your keywords, having to get more targeted, we do all of that for you. If that's something you're interested in, click the link below. Definitely check it out. It's worth it. But whether you're having someone do it for you or you're doing it yourself, just do some research. Google Ads are such a great way to market yourself, especially if you're doing them right. Try both routes, see what works best for your business, and go with that method. Now, let's say you've done all the great marketing and you have a huge influx of orders. What do you do with that when you are a one-man or one-woman show?
If we're still just kind of getting soon to a place of wrapping up on any marketing related questions, I want to try to transition into, let's say we do all the marketing, all the right stuff, but now we've got an influx of orders. What's, like you were asking earlier, like how am I going to figure out this storage unit in the situation of, because right now, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's really just you and you helping, bring people into your garage, right?
Pretty much, yes. My fiance has been some, but he's went back to work, and so that's pretty much a 10-hour day, and then 2 hours of driving time, so that's 12 hours right there that's gone. So it's just me.
Yeah. So I think once we get because the good thing, just so I understand, do people usually book far in advance on this?
No.
Okay.
They're not booking far in advance. It's a month or two. The proposal was like in 2 or 3 days. I was just like, how do you do that? And
so this is what's probably the problem with this one right here, is that if most people are looking for it, they don't know that's impossible, and then they find out it's possible, and then they find you. The best way to, that's why when you do reach out to all of the decorators, the event planners, the venues, those things will all be planned out way ahead of time. So for those, you'll kind of know what your workload is going to be, so you can be able to bring people in to do those. So for that, so when we do that, that would be a lot easier to be able to manage the workload. Now on the ads, the problem is with the ads is that people are searching for it because they actually didn't even, most of the time they're not going to know it is this. So these are going to be in a 2-3 week span. Some people do stuff completely early, so you have a subset of that. But until we get the data on that, we won't be able to know on that. But eventually you'll be able to know, like every single week I'm getting 3 or 4 people who come through, and then or 4 or 5, and then you can maybe have somebody come over, like 1 day a week, and they can clean some stuff, prep some stuff, and then you can kind of send them off to kind of do other things while you're out there. My thing is though, if you're going to spend a lot of time doing getting jobs, you need to make sure someone's actually doing the jobs or prepping them. And so that would be just finding somebody locally. You could do from Indeed, you take those flyers, pass them out to every single person. That'll work. They have every door mail, and you can do from like, if you go to your local UPS store, you can bring them a flyers and they can pass it out to every place you want to pass it out to. And then you want to make that pretty good, because it'd be nice if you can find somebody who doesn't need a full-time job and willing and has the ability to work during the daytime sometime when you need them. And which I would think could be some work from home mom, or some the mom that works from home, or not from home, but just is at home, but maybe needs to make some extra money. But technically their kids are at school during the daytime. So you don't have to worry about stuff, because I'm pretty sure you can plan out what's going to happen. And then you can do some more stuff. I would do something like that, and you can hire somebody, and then you can be like, I'm going to call you when I need you, and then just have 3 or 4 people that you call just when you like that you can run through the list and say, okay, Susan said that she's out of the country, what's name's over here, and she's had a midlife crisis, like whatever happened, and just have a good group of a list of 4 5 people that you just can reach out to. And I think that'll work out. And then when you get this other side going, you'll know, okay, I got a project that's going to be in 3 months. So, hey, Susan, are you available on this day to come help me with this project? And you can kind of work it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, just to balance it out. So like anytime you want to spend money, if you're making money. So we don't need to hire no one full time. We don't need no part time. We need people on demand. It's like, hey, I might call you and tell you 2 days ahead of time, I need you here to do this.
Could you charge an hourly rate of like, let's say the window for pickup is 3 hours. I have somebody for 3 hours of work just to stand around and take care of the items, get the photo ID. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Would that be good? I don't know.
Yeah. When you implement all these things, it will be good because you will have a lot of work for them to do. So when they're waiting for them, you can have them do other stuff. At the beginning, what you will probably do, to be completely honest, is that you will have that person and you would say, hey, I'm going to assign you to one of our associates right here. And that person should be able to do what they're going to do, and they'll contact the person and just be there at the same time for the person. So then instead of you charging them for like an hourly rate, it will be something along the lines like, hey, I'm going to give you let's say I'm just on a number. Let's say I'm going to give you $30 just to be here on this time frame. No, just not be able to this time frame, but to be here to meet this person. Here's the person's information. They're going to go at this time something. Our time to call you. Just follow up them and just show up and do that.
Yeah.
So they kind of do their own thing, because for them it's going to be like, okay, well, technically I'm only going to be there for, you might be there for 5-10 minutes.
Right.
But you're actually paying them to drop what they're doing to make sure they're there. So you give them the wide enough time window, and then you just work it that way. And I think a lot of people actually like that too. And then kind of have it.
I said I would like that if it was me.
Yeah, something simple. It's like that. Something like that. So it's like you just like, if you make the gigs to what somebody else would like, it'll be easier. And then at first you might charge too little or charge too much, or you might pay them too much, too little, and just adjust it down to make sense.
Yeah.
Adjust it up or down just to make it sense. So you see the first time, if you put a job posting up somewhere and 700 people apply for it, you're probably paying too much.
Yeah.
Or they don't understand what they're going to do, and they don't understand they have to do less. And now if you put up there and one person applies, and then you're not charging enough, or the task is too much. You can play with those things to kind of just to get a good balance and stuff.
Okay.
So I think I do. Now, talking about a storage unit and coming from I think once you start getting a consistent workflow, because my whole thing is though, like, I don't want you to go out and buy a storage unit and then you don't have the, because then you go into the winter.
Well, I got the storage unit. So
you already got it?
Yes, because it was all in my house. It was everywhere. Every single room had stuff in it. It was insane. And I just could not handle it anymore. I was just like, I can't do this.
Well,
I still have stuff at Julia's house. I mean, and I'm at Julia's house. Matter of fact, I had to carry her to the hospital the other day. But anyway, so I still have stuff here and I still have stuff at the storage unit.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then we just got to really don't. Only thing matters is eventually we'll get a bigger one when it's time.
Yes.
Get some shelving in there so you can be able to store and find the stuff, and other people can do the work inside the storage unit properly. But other than that, you just got to just make sure you have enough work now.
Okay.
And just understand that stuff too. And the good thing too about our industry is when you get into the event planners and stuff like that, those deposits will really help you pay for things, especially because like people are still planning weddings during the winter. They're just not having none, and but
right.
if you can be part of that process with event planners and other stuff, then you can be able to get those deposits early as well.
Okay.
And you don't need that much. So like if you can say, hey, just give me 20% deposit, and the lower your deposit, the more deposit you're gonna get.
Okay.
So think about that too. So like I was like, I'm gonna go less than 10, but like if you can stay under 20, say like at 20, I think you'll get a lot of people, because then they don't have to put everything out for it. And then you can tell them too, if they choose to add more stuff later, they don't have to change their deposit until later or something like that. You can figure some type of plan out, just so you can, because during that time period, if you can just get enough money to pay for the spaces that's from the deposits, it'll just work out. And then during the season, you'll get a lot of money because you have all the deposits and you know what your future earnings are going to be as well.
I think right now I have my deposit as 50%.
Yeah. Well, if people are doing literally the weeks or 2 weeks up, they should be 50%.
Yeah.
They almost be almost 100%. But if people are going to book, and so I will give people benefit. If you book further out, I will give you a better deposit.
Okay.
Yeah. And then just don't make it refundable.
Oh yeah, it's definitely non-refundable.
Yeah, and I think that'll be fine.
Okay, it's an idea for sure.
Yeah, and just to do that, but like if it's like a week or 2 weeks, like if it's a week, I think it need to be full. If it's 2 weeks, I'm almost questioning that too still. But you can do 50% of that, that's fine. But like if it's like someone gets you like 4 months out, like you want reward those customers, the ones you like that took the time and put those out there, and then I'll kind of want to say punish the customers that didn't.
Yeah. All right.
But since you already got the space, that's pretty much straightforward. I think just figure out ways to organize it so people can get in there and out, and then you can be able to take help and stuff. Because realistically, we need to do these marketing things. You can either do them yourself, pay someone else to do them. It doesn't really matter how it gets done. You just got to get done on those things. And then on the store side, you already got it, so that's a good thing. That now let's just go keep making money for it, organize it and stuff, but we can have people show up, and then find you want to get your list of how many of helpers. Just post it somewhere, figure out the person that might work, get like 3 or 4 of them just to help out on some things like that, and just try them out. Have them, like, even when you don't need them to do it, just have somebody come do it just one time to see if they actually show up, but stay close so you can see if you can trust somebody. Because realistically, all you really care about is finding somebody you can trust. Because you find somebody you can trust, and it really don't, everything else kind of works from there. And then find 2 people you can trust, and then you can actually go do some other stuff. You can take off of it, because then if that one person happens to them, the other person can step in.
Okay. All right. I definitely got several lists and lots of ideas here for sure.
Yeah.
Do we want to do any final round questions before we go into the rapid fire?
Covered most of the questions that I needed answers.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
That's good then. Well, I'm glad I can help. I'm a family on the journey and be watching. I wish you were closer.
I know.
Because I would be having this stuff I would be having stuff right now that we can do that. You have a lot of stuff, and I think you just follow and make your list and just take it one step at a time. Okay. And then, even if this is a 6 months thing, just think about it as, every week just doing one part of it and then just knocking it out. And I think you're gonna do very well in this right here. You're basically about to create yourself a monopoly, so a legal monopoly, I say.
Well, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed it, and definitely got a plan for sure. So this is definitely very helpful. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Miss Chris. I appreciate you doing this and hopping on camera. Thank you.
Yeah, I look the greatest, but anyway.
There you go. All right, we'll let you go then, and then we'll have this wrapped up and do a little video, and then I'll let you see it too. We'll post it. But yeah, if you have any other questions too, you can always call me. I don't have as many answers as Xavier, so that's why I'm glad we did this, because he has a lot of the good knowledge.
Got lots of ideas going up there. Wow.
Yes. But yeah, all right. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day.
See you, Kristen.
All right. Bye.
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 Well, that just about sums it up for today's video. Huge thank you to Christy and to Timeless Vault for sitting down and talking with us today. I hope we were able to answer a bit of your questions. If you have a story that you want to share, or maybe just some questions about your business, and you want to be in our next video, please be sure to click the link in our description, fill out that form, and we'll be in contact with you. As always, be sure to check out the ultimate checklist listed in the link below, and please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hope we catch you in the next one.